Okay. Um, I'm doing this with my phone because it's a lot easier. And right now, I've gotten to the point with this model where I've got several coats on it. Got obviously a black undercoat, which is apparent in the recess areas. And then, you can see where I've coated it with a gray. And over top of this is going to be the final coat. Um, in these recess areas, I masked them off. And right now I'm getting ready to do the other side, which is still black in a lot of places. And I've also got a silver layer under there that's peeking through a little bit on the mandibles here. Now you can see where I have done the masking of the little recess areas, and that's so that they will stay darker. In some of these areas I do want some highlights, but I want to be able to control that. So right now all this is just kind of the undercoat, and I'm spraying layer upon layer to build up some things that I can scratch back into anywhere I want. And the whole thing is really tedious because it's so damn small. I didn't realize how small this model would be. The mask on the turret, the cockpit, that was really a pain. And I'm still on pins and needles about that. I don't know how much of that's gonna really turn out good or not. That's like a wait and see. And I did the same thing right in here on the gunner's turret. So there's tape still there, and I'll peel it off after I finish. Now, in terms of what's gonna happen with this model, it's really too soon to tell. I may rely on scratching back through for some of the really detailed areas, like the paneling, but I do intend to do like a wash to highlight the panels and everything else. But this is going to be pretty complicated whenever you get down to the paint scheme. I mean, just from what the box shows me, it's really a detailed model. So, like, the box is showing me all kinds of details with the paneling, and it's a major headache. There's 1,000 websites out there that show just how complicated the paint scheme is. And there are lots of things to get right, and there are decals, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to use all of the decals. Some of the smaller things that are actually going along this, they're actually little markings on these fins, and they're just really, really going to be a pain, I think. So that's where I'm at, putting these things together. Now, in terms of what I ran into, in terms of the upper and lower shell, the biggest problem is the mandibles, where it comes together right here. When you put the upper hull on the lower hull, and try to fit all those pins together. Some of them don't exactly snap together because there's so many of them, and you have to get it all perfect. Now, you can see here the upper half has, you know, this crack that runs, you know, across there. Now that should be a crack, but on this side, no matter what I did, I took it off and put it back on and tried to line it up. This crack was always larger. I could not get it any smaller. Now I can push it down, but I've got nothing to glue it, nothing to hold it. So it doesn't, it just sort of floats there. And if you compare that to what I see on the actual model, try to pull up here, it is about the same on what they show on the box model. So I am guessing that that actually is part of the design. So that's kind of an intentional thing. I would think, because it is almost identical. Now, I'm thinking that's a picture of an actual model, their model, and it is about the same as what, you know, if I get the angle right, it is just about identical to what they're showing on the box. So there's just not much to be done about that. So if anybody else runs into that, let me know in the comments. Now the other thing that I found helpful when dealing with this model is this right here. Roll of tape. I put the roll of tape right where the turret is so that gunner doesn't get kind of mashed whenever it's sitting there. It's perfect for holding this really steady, you know, and you can work on it. So if you have an old roll of tape, or you know, you can just slide it under there and it works as a perfect stand. I've got several of these old rolls from work, and basically I usually use them to spray sprue sheets. I just put it down and put a sprue sheet on top of it, and that's it, you know. So they're perfect size for this model, you know. So anyway, that's where I'm at, and let me know what you think in the comments. I'm not up to the final coats where I start detailing, but right now I'm just getting ready to spray the bottom with another coat of gray, and oh my gosh, look at all the little things I gotta cut out for. But anyway, that's it. I'll see you next time. Bye.